Hello, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. My name is Sammy, and on this channel we do DIYs with signs, and there's tons of laughter. Today I am going to be working with the Distressed Princess DIY. I will be talking about her a little later in this video. I also wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. And with that said, I am going to be showing you some beginner ways of using your Cricut to make high-end DIYs. So let's go ahead and get on in it. We're going to start off with this Dollar Tree sign, take the twine out, grabbing our chiffon by Rust-Oleum. I am just doing a nice messy paint job like I usually do. You guys know I like the rustic look here. So I do one coat, we're going to dry it, and then move on to the tissue paper. So these are both from Dollar Tree. I chose the one we're going to go with because it wasn't as stark white. Now I am going to basically tear these apart, okay? So I don't want any straight lines on it. I want it really distressed looking. So I'm going to get some Mod Podge, put that on there, nice and smooth. You only need a light coat. And then I am going to basically pat the tissue paper on. This stuff is super thin, so you do not want to rub it at all. If you get a little texture, that's even better. We want it to look distressed. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom right side. And you're going to add as little or as much as you want of this. So I'm going to apply that. Then we're going to go ahead and get our sanding block. You could get that from Dollar Tree or any store really. And you're going to go ahead and hit the edges of this in downward motions. It comes off so easy. After I'm done doing the edges, I go over the actual tissue paper, and this kind of dulls down the color a little bit, and it makes it feel more like it's a part of the sign versus looking like we stuck a sticker on there. You know what I'm saying? So distress that down as much as you want. Then after I'm done with this, I'm like, it needs more. It needs a little bit more. So I just add a bigger piece in the middle, a little piece here and there. I always either put too much or too little of Mod Podge. There's no happy medium for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this is where, let your imagination go wild. Do as much as you want to do on this. After we're done adding whatever tissue paper that we want, then I'm going to take that sanding block again and go back over it with our sanding block here. So I wanted this to look almost like the entire sign at one time was covered in this tissue paper, and as time has gone by, it has worn down to just this. Now taking the Waverly Antique Wax, I'm just distressing this down, hitting the sides, and then after this, we're going to measure how big we want our decal, and we're going to head over to our Cricut maker. So I'm going to go to shapes here, click on the square. I'm going to press this unlock button. I'm going to change the size of it, which I think I did 7 by 7. Sorry, I'm holding the phone and trying to do this at the same time. Okay, so get how easy this is. I clicked images. I'm going to type in what I am looking for here. So we are looking for a spring quote. Look at how much pops up here. Granted, this is design access, but I tell you, it is worth the money, because if you're somebody that's getting a Cricut for the first time and you're not super design savvy, or you just don't have the time and you just want to go make stuff, it is all here for you. So I click on the quote that I like. I'm going to resize it to fit my box, because this box is showing me how big I can go. And then I'm going to hide that little box because we don't want to cut it. It's just there for me. So I'm going to go over to the right. I'm going to click that little eye right there because I'm going to hide it. I'm going to hide that box. Now I'm going to go and press Make It. Here it is. It's showing you how it's going to look on your mat. And then we're going to continue on. I got my vinyl loaded up in there. And then you select your material. And this machine is just so smart, y'all. You don't have to be a pro at this. You select your material, the machine knows what setting it needs to be on. There's no guesswork in it. And then you load your paper in, and your little Cricut button, it'll blink at you saying, I'm ready to go. There we go. Press it. It cuts it for you, and it cuts it perfectly. And it doesn't matter what material you're using. There are hundreds of different materials to cut. Oh, and then Hank wanted to join us while we were cutting vinyl. So now we're gonna weed our vinyl with our Cricut weeding tool, and weeding is just basically taking out all the extra that you don't want showing. So we just want our words showing, so we're taking everything out but the words, taking our transfer paper, which moves our decal from point A to point B. And now I'm just going to eyeball this here. And y'all, that literally took me less than a minute. I sized it up. I just searched in images what I wanted. You do not have to be a pro, and you get these amazing, beautiful DIY signs. And I mean, was that not easy, or was that not easy? So this is how it came out. I am so happy with it. I love the bold black decal on the sign because it really makes the words pop out. And I love this tissue paper. You are going to see all this tissue paper throughout this entire video. All right, you guys, that was the first DIY. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it. And as you can see, like, using the design space in Cricut is absolutely so easy. This machine is so beginner friendly. So y'all, I know I've read your comments where you say I'm scared, it's still in the box. I want to see comments down below that you are taking it out of the box after watching this video and that you are going to be trying some of these crafts out. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and continue because I'm going to be showing you some more ways to use your Cricut Maker to make some really easy decals and stencils to make your DIYs. All right, so for this one, we're going to take 2 of these tag signs from Dollar Tree. So first I was like, oh, I'm going to get these little dot stickers. I'm going to go one by one, got up to 4. And then I was like, no, there's no way this is happening. I'd be here forever. So then I got these, I'm just going to call them beads, and they're all connected to each other. These are from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to line this entire tag with these beads. And oh my gosh, the detail that it gives and how easy they are to work with is just crazy. So I'm going to go up the entire side. I'm going to go up the opposite side, and then I'm going to show you, y'all. Look at how easy these were to bend into the scalloped edges right here. Now I do wish that I would have taken a razor blade and kind of like cut through them, only because the like middle part of it kind of bubbled up a little bit, but it was so nice that these moved with the scallops. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so after we are done completing that, I have to change an LOL's top here real quick. We're gonna finish that up, and then we're gonna go over to our Cricut Maker again and again. I'm getting a square. This is just how I like to do it. It just really gives me a good guide of like how much space I'm working with and what it's gonna look like. So I measured 7 by 9 on this one. We're gonna flip it, and then I'm gonna go into images again. And I just searched peonies, got this image, gonna resize it. Then I'm going to highlight the entire thing, change it all to black, highlight it again. We're gonna weld it. And now it's all gonna cut out as one piece, and easy peasy. Oh my gosh, that was so easy. That was real time, you guys. That took me nothing but a minute. So now we're gonna go ahead and stick this on, and we're not using it as like an actual decal. So we're using this and we're gonna paint over it to leave us a really nice high-end print. So taking our chiffon, I'm going to cover all of that vinyl up. Yes, I'm covering the vinyl up. This is a great way to use vinyl, y'all, especially if you want to do like little wood sign projects or anything and you want to see the wood through it. This is a great way to do it. So taking your brush, make sure you pounce in between all of those little beads so that we can cover some of the paint. They are light pink, so it's not that bad. So we are going to cover this all up. Now the weeding. This is so relaxing for some people, even just watching it. So you're just taking all of that vinyl off, and look at how beautiful it is. And it leaves almost like, it looks like your words are wood. And you're going to continue to do this all the way up the sign. So we're going to move on to this. We're going to finish the entire thing, weed our flower out. Absolutely gorgeous. Now taking that antique wax and our distressing brush, I'm gonna make those beads pop out. I mean, oh my gosh, the detail that these beads add is absolutely phenomenal. And this is gorgeous. And you guys, all we had to do was get our Cricut maker and spend a minute clicking an image and cutting it out. It's absolutely awesome. So now I'm going to apply some Mod Podge here. I'm gonna lay that same tissue paper over here, and then I'm gonna pat it down again. Remember, you're not gonna rub on this. You don't want it to rip or anything like that. And then I'm gonna take the sanding block, again, get all the excess tissue paper off. And now we're going to connect them together. So this is gonna be like one of those tag signs. So I'm gonna trace out the back. I'm gonna hot glue, and I did that so I didn't get the hot glue like everywhere. So applying some super glue, hot glue, I'm gonna connect those together. After that, we are going to make some tassels. So I'm taking this cotton twine, I am wrapping it around my finger 10 times, and we are going to make these little mini tassels, okay? So I am just tying around the top of it, gonna double knot that, and then y'all, I got myself a ticket to the struggle bus. It's been a while, but I could not get the string through the top loop of this tassel, and oh my gosh, it made me work, let me tell you. But I do finally get it through, and I'm basically gonna loop. You see the two pieces there? Then I put tape on the end. I feed 3 natural beads through. Now taking that twine, I am going to tie it in a double knot. And next I'm going to take 3 more beads, put them on there, and then attach another tassel. And y'all, like, let me tell you, when I didn't have a Cricut before I started YouTube. And when I first got my box, I was super intimidated by it, but then you open the box up and there's a box in there for you, and it walks you through your first DIY. Like, it even gives you like the material to do it, the step-by-step instructions. And for those of you, I know you guys have commented that you have not opened your boxes yet. Do it. You will not be disappointed when you can make DIYs that look like this. And look at how stunning that image is. I love the Bring Me All the Peonies. I love it, love it, love it. It just goes so well. And it was so easy to cut that decal and use it. Love it. All right, you guys, the Distressed Princess DIY is who I am linking up with today. This is Rhonda. She's an absolute sweetheart. She is also newer to YouTube, but she is growing fast because her DIYs are absolutely amazing. If you love Farmhouse, you will love her channel. I am going to go ahead and link her channel down below along with her video for today's DIYs. So make sure to head on over after you're done watching this video. And now for our next DIY. This is actually a new frame at Dollar Tree. I'm going to take it apart. We're gonna paint it chiffon. This is my absolute favorite DIY, okay? I'm gonna double coat this because I'm trying to cover up the shine on here because it's gonna show through our tissue paper. Yes, we're using the tissue paper again. So I paint everything that's yellow. That's what it looks like when we put the 2 coats on. Hank has to come visit again. A lot of Hank in this video. Now taking Mod Podge again. If you guys don't like Mod Podge, I don't know what to tell you. We are gonna lay this tissue paper on top of here, and again pat it. But if it wrinkles up, I say, hey, I love it. It adds texture. I love that, and we want it to be rustic anyways. So I'm just pressing this down around, and then I'm going to cut the middle out. Now, y'all, even though these are spring, okay, don't these DIYs scream Mother's Day? Like, especially this one, y'all. Go search Mother's Day in your Cricut design space, and let me tell you how much stuff is going to pop up so that you can customize this so easily. So now I'm taking the edges and I am just applying the Mod Podge, pressing it down, and I'm going to continue that all the way around the outer edges. Now the corners were so easy. All I did was cut off the excess tissue paper, get a little Mod Podge up in there, and they went down easy peasy, okay? I didn't think this was gonna be my favorite one, but it ended up definitely being my favorite one. Okay, so now the inside right here. So I don't know what was happening, but I kept ripping the tissue paper, but all you have to do is get your, rip other pieces of the tissue paper off and then apply some Mod Podge on there, and then you fix the little holes. Now I'm just pushing down the paper on the inside, which doesn't really matter because we're gonna cover that up anyways. So now taking this box from Dollar Tree, I was like, okay, I know if I paint over this, the rough edges are gonna show. So I'm like, how can I cover this up? Because I really wanted to use it. It was perfect size. So then, yeah, girl grabs her beads, and I just double stack them on each side. I think it was like 5 on each row. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to paint this chiffon, but of course I'm going to do 2 coats on this one here. And then after that is dry, I distress it. I really want the beads to pop out. Now we're gonna attach this and then head over to our Cricut maker once again. But first I need to measure this. And I think I measured it like 2 by 3. So going back into our Cricut maker, we are going to click our square again. I always do this, change the shape to 2 by 3. And that's exactly what room we have to work with here, okay? So next I am typing in spring. I go into my font box. I type in addenda. I'm gonna spread it out so I could see it and then move the text spacing down so they attach, but I don't like that G sticking out. So I ungroup it, move it, select it all. I'm gonna weld it so it becomes 1 letter to 1 word to cut. Now I'm sizing it into my box because this is the size of that little square that we're gonna use. Next, I press text again, type memories, change the font of that bad boy. There we go. I want that capitalized though, so I just erase it. And then I'm going to click the little lock button on the bottom left so that I can resize it. And then I decide, you know what, I want this inside the spring. So I just condense that memories down. And you guys, this is so easy and so much fun. Cricut actually has a YouTube channel too. And it's filled with so much education. Definitely check it out. So now we have our decal, and y'all, like I said, Mother's Day, this can so easily be personalized, so easy by just putting like mom on it or grandma or anything like that. And imagine the gifts that you can make, and it's gonna be so easy. I showed you, it's easy peasy, okay? And look at how beautiful this is. Like, this is boutique worthy, and how easy it is to customize it with your Cricut is absolutely insane. And there's so many color choices and vinyl and stuff. It's, I love that. It's my favorite for sure. All right, our last one. We are taking one of these like little wood round thing pieces. I'm gonna sand the entire block down because you guys, these are rough. So get the front, get the back, get the sides very, very good, because we're going to be using those same beaded stickers. Now I put a row on, basically we're gonna do 3 rows of these. So on the beads themselves, it takes 3 of the rows plus 3 like oddball beads. And we're gonna put 3 of those. So I'm gonna kind of go speed up through that. Okay, maybe not. Okay, here we go. Now I paint the front with chiffon. Don't do that, you guys. You know, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, don't paint the front. Paint the sides first and then the front and the back. So again, with the dabbing motions, just to get in between all those beads, you could see I did 3 rows of them. We do have to do double coats of these because I ended up having to go in with the turquoise and it was popping through a lot. So I did do 2 coats, and I did also paint the back. Now going back in with that tissue paper, we are going to rip a bunch up. You're gonna put as much as you want, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take a little bit of Mod Podge, apply that on there. I love the way all of these turned out, how they all go together, the simplicity of cutting the decals and the stencils, and how the decals really pop with the black vinyl is like, oh, I love it. Okay, so now I'm going over this. I am going to sand it down just like we did. And then I was like, hello girl, you got a blank background. Why would you leave it blank when you could put this beautiful tissue paper on the back? So I did that, sanded it down. Go to the side though, so you don't distress your beads. And now we are going to head over to, oh no, we got to distress it. Of course, don't forget distressing. I always distress. Hello. All right, so we're finishing that up. Now we're gonna head back over to our Cricut maker. I measured this at 4 inches in diameter. So I'm gonna go to my shapes again, get a circle. I'm gonna change the size to 4 by 4. So that's how big our circle is. I am doing welcome spring is what I typed in, and look at how perfect this image is. Perfect for a circle. Then I do like wreath with heart, and look at this beaded. Oh my gosh, I need to do this on a wood sign, let me tell you. Oh, whew. Okay, so then I am just sizing them up, making sure that it fits how I want. Okay, look at how perfect that is in there. Oh my gosh, so easy, y'all. And like, this is custom. This is gonna fit your decor. This is exactly what you want, and it was so easy. So all I did was select the entire image and weld it together and then cut it. So now we are going to take our decal, but of course, and we are gonna transfer it from point A to point B. And it is so crazy how beautiful this kind of just like pops out at you. And you guys saw, that took me like a few minutes. I mean, granted, there are like thousands of designs though to choose from. So, I mean, but that's nice. Like, I love it. Look at that. Yes, 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 ma'am. Oh, I love how all of these turned out, y'all, and so easy to make these custom decals. All right, so we're done with that section. Now we're gonna go ahead and get that cotton twine again in that beautiful blue color. We're gonna go ahead and string it through. So I just kind of like double looped it. You'll see right here, there you go. Fed the twine through. Then I'm going to put some tape at the end because we're gonna feed some beads through here. And I'm gonna do 3 natural beads, smaller ones. And I have these coffee stained beads as well. I keep like a box of coffee stained beads. And we are gonna add those to this as well. And it just really brings like the vintage kind of like shabby chic vibe to this. I love that little pop of the coffee. So next I'm going to create a tassel. I'm just looping it around as much as I want. It's however you want to do it, okay? I'm gonna do this a little differently. One of my subscribers, Kelly, sent me this lace, so I'm gonna cut this into really skinny pieces here. And I'm gonna do this tassel a little differently. So I do this, then I take my tassel off. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it in half now. And why I'm doing that is because I wanna kind of alternate the lace and the tassels so that they're kind of all mixed together and one isn't just on one side. So next I'm taking the string that we had, I'm double knotting it so our beads don't fall out here. Then I'm gonna cut that tape off, spread it in half, and then tie our tassel to it. We're gonna get another piece of the twine and we're gonna tie off our top just like a tassel. And look at that. Yes, I'm clapping for myself because this was so easy, y'all. I better read in the comments that you guys have taken your Cricut out of the box and you are about to try all of these DIYs because of how easy I showed you it is to make all of this in your design studio. So thank you guys for joining me today. Make sure to check out the Distress Princess DIY, and make sure to like and make sure to subscribe if you're digging me, if you're digging the channel, and you're digging the DIYs. Bye, y'all.
Who wants a new dog? Literally, who wants a new dog? He even ate paint. Oh my gosh. And then we got a sandwich container out here. The other part to the sandwich container. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's so lucky. Mine's in a funk. Let it go. Let it go. Back. Yo, back.
Beginner friendly. No. I'm not flustered. You're flustered. We're working from home is amazing. What are you doing? You better not have drool on you, man. You need to get groomed so bad. You stink so bad. Can you tell everybody what you did today? Huh? That you were a bad boy? What'd you do? Yeah, you ate a bottle of paint. You took the dog dish out. You took the sandwich container out. You took a towel out there. I just don't know what goes through your head. There was not even food in there. I mean, why even take the paint? You know? Was that satisfying? Did you get anything out of it? No. No, you didn't. You got yourself some time in the kennel is what you got. Yeah.